Alright everybody, welcome back. This time it's gonna be fine. So I know the reason exactly why I faced the issue. That is mainly because I just keep what some kind of seat in front of my mobile, and because of that thing it doesn't get proper internet connection. I think this has been the main issue so far, and now onwards I will not be facing that. And but because of that thing I'm gonna be feeling cold. It's as simple as that. Never mind, this is just quite common, not really a big deal. Let's turn it on. I start it. Now I'm able to just move here and there. So this is fine. Let me check whether I'm live right now or not. And again, this time I will be focusing mainly on the next auth part. I hope I will be able to complete it soon. I will be giving it around 3 hours. And then see what's gonna happen. Yeah, right now it's working perfectly fine. So the last time the error that I was facing, that was mainly because of that. And once this thing is done, let me turn the auto stop off, so like this one, and that is it, nothing else. Now things are actually working excellent. Like, I never expected this thing to work this way, but yeah, it's fine. And one more thing I wanted to try, that this class component related stuff. Okay, it actually worked. I checked that, so don't need to worry about that. Let's simply delete it from here. So this thing is also deleted, and after that what I need to do, I need to go here, and not only here, let's go here, restore everything right now. For this thing, this is not needed, so close this and continue from here on. Now it is faster. Never expected this thing. Array, close this. Yeah, continue as Bipin Patel. Just wanna have a look at the code. So this is the one. I think this is the one, right? FullStack, correct. Can I get my certificate from here? I mean, is that possible? Get certificate. Congratulations. I got my certificate. I 2025 23rd. Yeah, August 23rd. Never mind. So this is my document or what? My certificate. Don't really need this. I don't believe in this thing that these certificates are gonna be quite useful until unless you actually have the skills. So by the way, the only thing that I wanted to do over here is to go in this particular section, and over here authentication part, and authentication and security React in this particular section.
Hey guys.
First of all, I'll be muting it, and then let's see what's being covered here. Okay, things have been covered. It's just like I have to go through this particular video. I want to learn the passport properly, and I think the video that I already have here, that should be enough for me. So I will even be going through it. I will be going through these things here. So I already have kind of a course, so why not go through the videos? Auth is gonna be here, and yeah, right, credentials, verify. So yeah, it turns out that I already have the content. So first of all, I will be going through it. Once I understood this thing, then I can directly go through I can actually build a website using the poster, this passport and all. So okay, I will mainly be focusing on this particular thing tomorrow. So that's enough for now. And apart from this particular thing, right now I will be simply focusing on that next auth project that I was working on. Pretty much interesting that I've gone through, like, revised many things today. So what else could be better than this? And this revision will keep going on. At least I have to revise many things. So the first thing is done. Of course, I couldn't really work on the VidTube section, but at the end I revised many things in the self project section. The second thing is that the Next.js project, where I'm actually learning about beta auth, right? Next.js beta auth. This should be the third one. Let's do one thing. Cut this thing from here and paste it in here. This is gonna be the second option, because of course the harder ones are gonna be the primary ones, and then this is gonna be the third one over here. Fine. So this is how I will be going ahead. And right now I will be working on this project that is actually using Next Auth, and let's learn about that properly. Again, I will have to go through the documentation of Next Auth as well in a better way. The another thing that I can do, the best thing that I can actually keep it here. That would be great. Just a minute. Now let's continue from here on. Let me wear my gloves so that I can actually do not feel a lot of cold, and then continue coding. It's just like that. And I hope today I will be able to get it done. Let's see what's gonna happen. First of all, let's go through the pre-written code that's already been written. Try to understand the things that has been mentioned there, because of course the next auth is being used here, so we could understand many things. So the main focus is gonna be on this particular section. Let's see how much we can do right now. Especially for doing that, I have to open that particular project where I was working on with the things, and that was the, can't really find that here. That is already at the end. That is a true feedback app that I was working on with. Well, parser does not exist. Amazing. Can do only one thing. I can open the files. Wow, amazing. F. What? Error mounting this. Are you crazy? Bad option. I'm able to go through that, but what about the project? Unable to access the location. Literally? You got to be kidding me. Now let's do one thing. I'll have to restart my PC actually, so let me do that. I hope it will be resolved then. Don't really know what's the reason behind it. I'll definitely have to restart my project in order to get it done, so let's do that. Anyway, I'm gonna be stopping the stream from here, but it will still continue, right? Yeah. Alright everybody, welcome back. I even restarted my PC, but it did not work. I'm unable to access this thing. My all projects, seriously. Opening a new window. What does this mean actually? Just a sec. Mount it. Unable to access location. Error mounting dev SDA5 at Mipendra projects wrong FS type, bad option, bad super load, missing code page or helper program in other errors. Let's see the reason behind this. Seriously, I had all my projects inside this. All in the sense all projects. And if it's gone, that means I'll have to rewrite the things. Crazy. That's it. Question: why am I getting this on Ubuntu? This occurs on Ubuntu when the system fails to automatically mount an external drive or partition due to file system recognition issues, often from NTFS corruption, missing code, from bad quick fixes. Run these in the terminal to identify file system status. I hope I will be able to fix this, otherwise I am gone today. So first of all, lists partitions, node size and should drive. Control C, Control Shift V. I have to note my drive, right? That's gonna be the which one? That is dev SDA 5, dev SDA 5. Okay, this is the one, 100 GB. Basic data. Okay, fine. After that, ls shows file systems like NTFS. Use the built-in disk tab, search disks tab, insert, choose the partitions. हो जा, fix हो जा. Seriously, this is gonna be crazy. Disks, then 1 TB hard drive, disks selected SDF. Projects, this is the one. Can I repair it? Format partition and restore partition image, resize. After that, click gear icon. I clicked on the gear icon, and then repair. Do I have repair over here? Yes, I do have. Confirm repair. Yeah. Password. Repaired successfully. Amazing. Will I be able to open that? Oh wow, seriously, I literally thought I lost all my projects. I was unable to open that drive. Crazy. I had all my projects only in this particular directory and I was unable to open it. That means I would have to write all the code from scratch if it did not open. It's just like that. But never mind, I have repaired it. Now, great job. By the way, I have to go to Udemy and do I have to go to Udemy? Yeah, I have to go to Udemy. After that, Hitesh and Next.js. And here I was working on this particular application. By the way, let's open. By the way, this is a true app. I'm watching a YouTube video for this particular application. Even it is under Udemy section, but this is not from Udemy. This is merely from a YouTube video. Let me even show that particular video that I'm watching right now. And first of all, it's gonna be on full screen, and then notes. And today I just hope that I'll be able to complete that. I mean, how long will I keep working on that, right? So let's get it done in one go so that we don't have to worry about that over and over. Maybe today or by tomorrow that will definitely be done. As for the internet speed, it's not opening. Come on, yeah, it should be opening. I think internet speed is already good. It is more than good. It's better actually. Yeah, things are fine. Okay, it's open, and now I can go to this particular section, coding the code, and over here Google Docs. Okay, software. True feedback. Things take this much time to reload. AI SDK, use hooks, so even I'm gonna be using hooks over there. This is not gonna be a normal project again. There are gonna be many new things that I don't know. That means I have to work hard for it in order to understand the things and all. But that's fine. I should be able to find that particular video first of all. So if I actually want to find that video, first of all, can I fix this network issue? Yeah, I mean, quit it. It is just like alright, here I am. I hope I have fixed the network issue, and right now I will not have to face that. In case I have to, if I have to face that again, I will be doing something or the other. By the way, it is around 8000 kbps per second, so that should be fine. Okay, let's continue from here on. And this was the application that I was actually going through. Turns out that there are many Next.auth related stuff that I will have to give my extra efforts to just understand the things and all, but that's fine. I mean, not really a big problem. We can go through that. Control WK. Let's go through the Next.auth documentation if there is any, so that we can even it gets easy for us to understand. And not only that, we will be opening a YouTube video, the particular playlist that I was following. So Hitesh Next True Feedback app. This is the app that I'm gonna be working on actually. Seriously? Next.auth. Still the network is internet speed is bad. I mean, that's not that good too, but never mind. This was the playlist that I was actually following to just learn the stuff and all. And come on, yeah, not. I just wanna view the full playlist.
Hanji, कैसे हैं आप?
Okay, बढ़िया है आप. Mainly, how many videos have I watched? OTP verification, I haven't done that yet too. So like sign up user custom modification, recent. I think only this much I've covered. Sign up OTP, Next.auth. There's a lot to do, and even after that I will have to add the features and all. It's just gonna be like that. So this Next.auth section is done. Maybe I will have to go ahead from here. Message API integration pipeline, integrating AI features in Next.auth projects. AI was done here as well, right? Maybe I have to start from here. React hook schema and debouncing. Yeah, this is the video that I actually have to watch. Remaining things I have done, but I'll have to understand the code first of all, even if I have done them. It's been a while. Yeah, definitely I got busy doing other stuff. You know, not a big problem. We can easily understand that. So first of all, I have emails. This is just the email template and button. This email template even got created using what? This is the email template. And it simply gets the username and OTP, okay, and verification token. This is the verification email template that is already ready, so you don't need to worry about it. This is how it's gonna be looking like. Again, creating templates in React, this is kind of really easy. You have to just create a page, that's it. Then I can go inside my source, and I have these many things inside this. Proxy.ts is just simply a middleware, so whenever you get any request over here, that will pass through this particular middleware. And over here you are doing nothing but some extra information. So whenever you are getting a request from the client side, it will actually go through this particular proxy here. And what am I doing inside this? Pretty much easy peasy thing. What am I saying? That first of all, I will get, of course, request over here. Once I got my request, then I will be getting the token from the request. Like the request will contain some kind of token in the sense of the cookie token and all, I mean, of course, no, not the cookie token, the token that I will actually send from the client side. So get token will be request. Then once I got the token, by the way, I have to check this particular thing properly, exactly how it works. After that, path name is gonna be request.url. I got both. I got my token, I got my path name. After that, I will check whether I'm trying to visit any auth page or not, like sign in, sign up and verify. If I'm trying to visit them, then it will be true. If I'm not trying to visit them, it's going to be false, as simple as that. Then I will check whether token and is auth page. I mean, token should definitely exist. Middleware is all about token, and you get that token from the cookies, right? I mean, you save the token in the cookies, and then while making a request to the backend, you just simply send that token. The same token I get over here, and on the basis of that only I will be getting the things done over here. So I'm just simply checking whether if token exists and I'm trying to visit the auth page. If token already exists, even if I'm trying to visit the auth page, I should not be able to visit that. So that is why I will be redirected to /dashboard page if the token exists actually. And if token does not exist and I'm trying to visit the dashboard, I should be redirected to the sign-in page. Again, request.url is something that you have to mention here. And at the end of the day, I have to just simply next response. That means token exists and I'm trying to visit a particular dashboard page. In that case, this particular thing will happen. Quite easy peasy. And these are the routes that are actually allowed. So sign-in is allowed, sign-up is allowed, verify path is allowed. Like after verify, there can be anything. Dashboard, and after dashboard there can be anything. So these are the paths that are actually allowed over here. So simple, easy peasy. Proxy is in the sense middleware, right? Nowadays middleware is not being used, rather proxy has middleware has been replaced by proxy, but it does not mean there's something new in that. Just name has changed, nothing else. So this particular thing is done, and once the request passes through the proxy, after that the request will actually go to app, and inside app the request will go to the request can actually go to request will go to API, because proxies are mainly for the backend section. So the request will come here, then I have accept messages, auth messages, auth related stuff, check username unique, I will be even checking that, get messages for getting the messages, send message, sign up, suggest messages, verify code and all. So first of all, let's go through the sign up, exactly how the things are working here, and then this is how we will be going ahead. But even before that, excuse me, सॉरी फॉर दैट यार, कांट रियली डू एनीथिंग. चलता है, इतनी ठंडी है कि वैसे ही हाथ खराब है, हाथ को बैंड बज जाते हैं, नाक का क्या करें. नाक के ऊपर मैं ग्लास भी नहीं लगा सकता, बोलना है ना. लेट्स गो हेड. नेक्स्ट थिंग दैट आई कैन डू इज सर्चिंग नेक्स्ट ऑथ. Next auth JS, that's fine. Documentation is a must. Like how many things can I actually remember in my mind? So it's better to get used to going through the documentation, so that you can just on the go just go through the things and learn them. Okay. Or add authentication in minutes. So there are two important things over here. First of all, in the server section you have to create a client, next auth client or something like that. Over here you will actually specify everything. So pages, API auth, inside next auth you are creating this next auth. And inside the client, how you are using this, inside the client, first of all you are getting the sessions and page props, session provided, that is fine. After that you sign in, sign out. Come on, hard ho gayi aaj. Chalo, kahin na, I'll have to go out to just be freshened up now, but it's better to just simply focus here. If session exists, so what is happening over here? From next auth and React, what all I can get my use session, I can get my sign in, and I can get my sign out. Sign in will be used for signing in, sign out will be used for signing out, use session will be used for getting the information. So from the use session I can actually get the data. On the, if I have the session, I will be just simply showing the sign out button. If I don't have, I will be showing the sign in button, as simple as that. So these from next auth and React I will be getting these things, and these things are really important, especially when it comes to showing the functionalities and all. After that everything needs to be wrapped inside a session provider. This is also something that you need to keep in mind. And lastly we have to create this particular file, nextauth.js file, and inside this you will just specify everything. So far so good, I mean should not be difficult to understand. Let's go and continue from here on. Okay, So first of all we have to initialize it. We have initialized, then add API routes. So inside pages API auth next auth.js, I have to just create this particular thing. The thing is that better auth is a better structured. If you are using better auth, that is easy to understand because things have been mentioned there in a better way. In next auth, do not expect it from next auth. Things are really scattered over here, but okay, overall things are gonna be this. First of all, you will be creating the auth options from here, and you are specifying providers and all. After that you are creating this session provider and giving the sessions and all. That's fine. And just after that, what you are doing inside this client, you are just getting this particular thing done as well. That is also fine. On the basis of that thing, you are just simply showing the things. This is gonna be immensely important. This get server, what is auth options, so get server session. Okay, fine. There are two things. First of all, get server session, and then there is something called use session. So this use session will be used on the client side. On the client side, you can easily verify whether the user is logged in or not. For the server side, you will have to use this thing, get server session, so that something can be used on the server as well. Because when it comes to Next.js, so there are two things, right? Server side components and client side components. You cannot use the same thing on the server side component. So use session is a hook that can only be used on the client side. So that is why we have something called get server session, and in that we can actually provide the auth options, and it will give me. I'm able to actually understand this thing quite easily, because I've gone through better auth, and the same thing happen over there as well. It's just like better auth is better than, cannot say better than next auth, but yeah, it's easy to integrate. It's just like that. Even you can just go through the documentation of better auth. That's amazing. And then after that, once this is done, then I have some callbacks. In next auth, you have to configure a lot. In better auth, you don't have to do that much. Having said that, callbacks, I have JWT and session. JWT will mainly be used for storing the data in the token. Session will be used for storing the data in the session. As simple as that. So first of all, I'm storing the data in the token over here. Then I'm storing the data in the session over here. After that, access tokens. Use session, from I will get the data. From data I will get the access token, and then I will be just simply showing that. Use session, sign in, sign out, fine. Configure callback, URL deploying. Done. बस इतना ही भाई. I mean, things could have been better here, but that's okay. What is the next thing? Client API. Now I had better just simply go through my code that is already written and just understand the things there. So first of all, I'm getting a post request. Having said that, where am I getting this post request? I'm getting this post request to API sign up. Ultimately, sign up will be done over here. First of all, connecting to the database, simple, easy peasy. If you wanna have a look at the database connection string, so this is how it goes. So first of all, again, it could be better, but never mind. Connection object is gonna be is connected or number. This is the most easiest way. What you can do better. The better thing can be creating a global state. On the global state, you are actually saving the connection value. You are actually saying the promise value and something like that. So that is actually a better way. The simpler way can be this, that you are just simply maintaining one object over here is connected, and you are just simply checking whether the connection is already made or not. So connection is gonna be just empty string right now. And then you will just run this particular function. If a connection dot is connected true, in that case that means that is already connected. If that is not connected, make a new connection and make is connected to true this time. That's gonna be as simple as that. Ready state in the sense it's gonna be 1 or 2, and done. This is pretty simple. This could be better. This is the most simpler way, that you can even just create a variable, and that variable will tell you that whether the connection has been made earlier or not. And the better thing could be कि actually you are saving this thing in a global variable. So don't worry, both the ways are okay. That gets a little complex, but if you actually understand that becomes easy as well. But never mind, let's close this. This works here fine, so I'm not gonna be worried about it much. Then I'm getting my username, email and password from request.json. Again, I'm sending this data from the client side, so I'm getting it over here in the API side. And after that, I'm simply checking whether the user exists or not. So username is verified. One more thing, crazy. The logic that is actually being used over here. First of all, let's even go through that logic. First of all, existing user verified by username. So first of all, I will check whether the user exists and whether the user is verified or not. So first of all, even this name does the quite a good enough job. Like existing user verified by username. So ultimately the user that I'm trying to look for here, that user should be verified. If existing user verified by username, if the user exists, in that case I will just simply return, because there is a user that already exists and plus that user is verified. So in that case I don't even have to register that user, right? Because that does exist and that is verified as well. So I will just simply return the next response from here. That is a simple thing, username already taken and all, that's it. Or I can say username already exists. So first of all is this. The second thing is that the user is not verified or user does not exist. So we will be taking care of those things. Bro, why are you not finding existing user by email? Why am I not finding existing user by email? First of all, I'm just why am I not even doing that? Look, the thing is that over here when I enter the username, I only want to search the users based on that particular username, because usernames are gonna be unique as well. So when I'm looking for the users just based on the username, so I will be able to find all the users whether a user with this particular username exists or not. So I can use email over here as well, you are right. But the thing is that I need to use username over here because I want to make sure that this username is unique. Having said that, email can actually be used. You are not wrong either. Like, but the thing is that while logging, when I'm actually signing up over there, I wanna make sure that my user actually getting the unique username. And because of that thing, first of all, I'm checking whether a user with that particular username exists and all. Not only that, user should be verified as well. So if the user is verified, then I will be getting the username. Having said that, email can actually be used over here. In your schema, you can make the username unique. So if you re-enter the same username, so you will be getting an error or something, because username would already exist over there. So email can actually be used. So it's not like that cannot be used. But overall, we are playing with username over here, so we can go ahead with that too. Ultimately, username and email, both of them are gonna be unique. Alrighty, by the way, once this thing is done, then existing user, okay, I'm just simply returning the error from here. Just after that, existing user by email, so make username unique in schema. That must already be unique when it comes to the username. Oh, that's not unique. Well, this is not my code. No, sorry. Username, that is unique. Sorry. By the way, username is unique and email is also unique, so you can use any one of them. Right now, I just mainly wanted to search user with that particular username, so that I can check whether the user exists with that particular username and the user is verified or not. If user does not exist, then I can create the user and all. Again, depends on you, whichever option you wanna go with. By the way, existing user by email, then I'm gonna be using email over here. So first of all, I'm checking whether the user exists with that particular username and whether the user is verified or not. If a user is already verified and exists, I don't really need to do anything. Otherwise, I'm gonna be looking for the users with that particular email. The thing is that it's a bit complex in the sense, what am I doing over here? The overall, let me even show you that. I had taken the screenshot of this. Okay, this is how I'm going ahead with the things. Come on, it should be visible. Is this not gonna be visible today? No, okay, never mind. So if existing user by email exists, then ultimately if the user, or even before that, first of all you will check whether there is a user with that particular username or not, and whether user is verified and all. So once that particular section is done and user already exists, then you don't need to worry about anything. If the user does not exist, then you will be searching with the help of the email and all. So first of all, if existing user by email exists, if the user exists with the by that particular email, in that case you will be doing something. If the user does not exist, in that case you will be doing something. If the user already does not exist, that means you will have to create a new user and you will have to save the user, as simple as that. But if the user exists by that email, then what will you do? If existing user by email is verified, it's a bit complex. Yeah, I get it. Even I had to just I had difficulty understanding this, but overall it is key. First of all, I am checking that whether a user exists with this particular username. If the user exists, okay, whether the user is verified or not. If user is not verified, forget that, we will run this particular if else. If user is actually verified, we will just simply return from here. So that's what I'm doing. First of all, I'm checking whether the user with that particular username exists and is verified or not. After that, I'm just simply returning it from here, because that is that user exists as well as verified, so I don't need to do anything. But in the other case, if the user is not verified, I will be running particular if else statement over here, and that's gonna be just like this. If existing user by that particular name exists, in that case you will be doing something. If that does not exist, then you will be doing something. Simple. If that does not exist, ultimately if the user that does not exist, in that case you have to just simply do the simple thing, because the user does not exist, that means that is a new user. That simply means you have to hash a password, you have to create an expiry date. As in expiry date for what? Okay, expiry date for just a sec. Expiry date set hours, expiry date get hours, that's fine. But over here I'm just simply setting the expiry date. Where is this being even used? This will be used for expiry. Okay, verification expiry token, that's fine. So verify code I will be providing, and I will be providing verify code expiry. So first of all, I'm hashing the password, creating the expiry date for the token, and after that I'm just simply creating a new user and I'm saving a user. But if the user does not if the user exists, in that case I have to do something else too. Is this register API? This is the register API. This is a complex one. Like, it is, first of all, the simple thing can be you are using your email and you are checking whether the user exists or not. If user exists, that's great, don't do anything. If user does not exist, create the user. The second thing could be you are taking care of these two things. You are saying that, bro, if user exists, check whether the user is verified or not. If user is verified, that is fine. If user is not verified, it does not really matter. Another user can create the account and can use the same username if the user is not verified. So if you have created the account, make sure you verify your account so that your username can only be your username. If you haven't verified your account, another person can create the account and that person can use your username. So the main thing that we are working over here, that username should be unique, but that the account, the username that you have in your account, that can only be yours if you have verified account. If your account is not verified, doesn't matter which username you have, another person can come and create an account with the same username because your account is not verified. And that's what we are checking over here. First of all, make sure that username exists and the user is verified. Actually, if the user is verified, that is fine, I don't really have any problem. But if the user is not verified, in that case I'm gonna be running this if else condition. What is this say? First of all, it will check whether, okay, if a user is not verified, forget about that, let's play with the email. Is there any user exist with that particular email? If that user exists, then I will be checking, okay, now the user exists and now I have to make sure that it is verified and all. Otherwise, if that is a new user, I have to just simply create the account. By the way, if that is a new user, I will be creating the account. And if the user exists but email is not verified, so I will ask the user to verify its email, because if the user is not verifying the email, another user can use the same username. A bit complex, get it, but yeah, this is how it is. Okay, by the way, if existing user by email, if there is a user that exists by that particular email, in that case I have two things over here. First of all, existing user by email is verified. So if the user by the email exists, then I will be checking, bro, okay, you exist, that's fine, are you verified or not? And if the user is verified, in that case I can say user already exists with this particular email, that's it. If the user is not verified, in that case I will be asking the user to verify itself, yeah, to himself. As simple as that. So just here, const hash password, decrypt a hash password, existing password is gonna be the hashed password, existing user by is gonna, just a sec. If the user by that particular email does not exist, in that case hash password is here, decrypt a hash password. Existing user by email is gonna be password, hashed password, that's fine. Verify is gonna be the verify code. Where is this even coming from? This is coming from here, just from the top. Over here I'm just simply generating it, that's fine. And then expiry is something that I'm setting over here, and that's it, done. So new date, and new date plus these many 1000 milliseconds. then 1 second, then 1 minute, and then 60 minutes. So ultimately the expiration is for 60 minutes, and then I'm ultimately saving the user, and that's it. So this should be pretty easy peasy. I mean, it's not that difficult to either. What you are actually doing here, key bro, first of all, let me open this eraser. First of all, you are checking whether a username with that particular user exists or not. So the overall structure or code is gonna be like this. First of all, you are checking, you have a username. So with the help of the username, you will check whether the user exists or not. And not only that, if username exists and is verified, then you are done. You are just simply returning the response from here. You are just simply returning the response, just simple as that. If the user is not verified, user exists but user is not verified, in that case you will be checking the user with the help of the email. So if user exists by email, you will be checking by email if the user exists or not. If the user exists, okay, you have to do something. And if the user does not exist, then create the account. In that case, you don't really need to worry about anything. And in this case, if the user actually exists, right, if the user exists by that particular email, then you will be checking, okay, user exists that particular email. Now whether user is verified or not. So user is verified or not. If user is actually verified, you don't really need to do anything. Rather, you can just simply say that return the response from here. So return response, and you can just simply say that user is already verified. In else case, if user is not verified, over here you will be actually asking that user to verify itself. Kind of, you will be recreating the user's account. So over here you will just simply say that, okay, enter your new password. So ultimately you will be saving the user here again, because that user does exist with the email. And this time, while saving the user, you will be saving the password. Again, the user can create the password, OTP will automatically be saved, and you will even send the OTP to the user so that the user can actually verify the account and all. And then at the end of the day, you can just simply return the response from here. It's just like that. Quite crazy, I know, but yeah, this is how it is. By the way, let's simply go ahead. And once this thing is done, that's it. At the end of the day, I'm just simply sending I have sent verification email over here. I'm simply giving email, username, and verify code. It simply sends the email. And once if I go here inside this particular thing, just a sec, helper is sent verification email. It simply gets these things. And then there is an API, there is a package called resend, and it's simply used for sending the emails and all. So it gets these things, resend.emails.send. It will just simply send the email, and that is it. You don't really need to worry about anything and all. So this thing is done too. After that, that's it, nothing else. So ultimately, in a nutshell, your register schema, your business logic can be as complex as you even think of making it. That it can be the easiest one, it can be the most complex one as well, depending on the need. By the way, this thing we have already gone through, so don't really need to worry about it. So this is the post thing done, and after that, what will I be doing? After that, I have verify code. So ultimately, I will be getting a request over here. So for verifying code, how will I be verifying the code even? Request.json, I will be getting my username, I'll be getting my code. After that, decoded URI, so I will be giving the username, and the username will be decoded. That's fine. Once after that, I will be finding the users, and once I found that, I will be making sure that the verification is valid, like the verify code is equals to the code that is inside the database. And then if it is not expired and valid, in that case I will be making it true, otherwise it will be false. So it is just gonna be like that. Fine. Not only that, verify the account, username need to be there, right? I can skip that as well, but verification code itself does not will not really make any sense. That is why I need the username as well to find the user. So yeah, I need to have these two things. If there were any token, I could have found it directly with the help of the token, but yeah, username is going to be used over here in order to find the user. and after that I will be verifying the code, whether the code is actually equals or not. Can you please show me user verified code? User verified code. This is the user verified code. Actually over here the user is actually getting verified. You are actually getting to, even I'm understanding it, like I was watching this video of Hitesh Chaudhary, this one. So this is the playlist that I've been actually following to just get it written, like all understand the code and just use Next.js and all. So ultimately when verifying the user, at that time I'm sending two things: the code from the front end side and the username, and then first of all I'm finding the user. After that I'm just simply verifying the user using the code and all. That's it. It's just like that. And not only that, I must be sending the response from here. If expired, I will be sending this particular thing from here. So ultimately this is how it can actually be sent. So this is the try catch block, and this is the else if block. Else is code not expired. In that case I will be just simply sending this incorrect validation, and this is how, this is simply else if statement. Fine. So this particular thing is done. So verify is done, and sign up is done. After that let's go through suggest messages. Again I will be using AI over here. AI will be used to suggest the messages and all. So it's gonna be easy peasy. You can use the AI easily. I'm using Perplexity over here, and again all these things I got from the documentation. And in the playlist that I was following, they used OpenAI, but I did not have the subscription of OpenAI, so I just chose Perplexity over here on top of that. But having said that, it's gonna be easy peasy. So this is the prompt that I'm providing it. After that result is gonna be that stream text model is gonna be Perplexity, Sonal, and Sonar. I hope that's how it's pronounced. And that I'm simply giving the prompt over here. It will simply give me the result of that particular thing. So the prompt is just like this. Control Z. This is the prompt anyway. You can just simply go through it exactly what the prompt is saying. From the prompt, from the result, I actually want some of the questions that actually the user can ask. So create a list of 3 open-ended and engages questions formatted as a single string and all. You can just simply go through it. And after that I'm just creating the stream text in the sense whenever you just ask the AI like ChatGPT, so you get the result string by string, right? You don't get the result at the same time, and that's what it's going to do. It will just return you that in that format. And by the way, I hope this is how it works. But I will be, even when it is ready, like front end and back end, at that time I will be checking the result of it exactly how it looks like. Stream text simply gives you the response if I'm not wrong, but let's see. After that, once this thing is done, then you will be just simply returning the result from here. Once the result is returned from here, you can just use it anywhere. So this is how it works, quite easy peasy. So I'm not gonna be talking much about it right here. Kind of don't even need to talk, it is already clear. So this suggest message is clear. Suggest messages they are using a Perplexity API in the background. And after that I have something called send messages, get messages, check username. Okay, when you will be logging, when you will actually be creating the account, at that time username will be checked over and over whether this particular username does exist and all. So for that thing I have this particular schema over here. Again, user query schema is gonna be equals to username validation. It will be taking the validation. Where is this coming from? This is coming from here. So user validation is gonna be string, minimum, maximum, regex and all. That's fine. And this is simply getting that. So this is the schema that you have created, and on the basis of this schema you can just simply validate the things and all. Okay. Await DB connect. Once this is a get request or what? Why is this a get request? Question is query parameters. Username is gonna be search name, get username. So username is actually coming from the query parameters. Interesting. New URL, request.url and search params. I got my parameters over here. And after that I'm just simply getting the username. Query param is gonna be username and search params dot get username. Validate with the job. So say query params, I'm giving it the query parameters. Inside that I have my username, and then to do remove. Okay, I have to remove it in future. Result.success, username.errors. The thing is that I'm not even sending the user in the I'm not actually sending the user in the body, rather I'm sending the username in the parameters and all. That's fine, not even that thing. And just after that, what I'm doing that username errors result.success. In that case, if it is not success, in that case I'm just simply gonna be returning the errors from here. Result.error.format.username errors and all, fine. I will be just simply returning from this thing from here. You can just simply make it simple, like don't need to worry about it. This is just the extra stuff that has been mentioned over here. You can just simply return the response from here, normal error thing. By the way, I'm not even sure whether this is gonna be the quite right thing, so I will be just checking this thing whether it works and all at the end of the day. If the user actually exists, then that's great. Once you found the username, existing user verified, you got the username over here. And once you got your username, first of all you are even checking whether that is following that particular schema. After that you are checking whether the user actually exists in the database or not. If the username that you got actually exists in the database, in that case you will be doing something. So first of all you are checking the username and verified or not. If existing verified user exists, in that case you will be just simply returning it, and you will say that username already exists. If the user does not exist, then you can say username is unique. So ultimately whenever you type username, and then from there request will be sent to the database just after a few milliseconds, and that request will check whether the username you have entered that is right or not, and on the basis of that thing you will be getting the things done, and that's it, nothing else. If you get the error, you are just simply returning from here. So things are simple. I mean, they are tricky, bit tricky, that is for sure, but it's not like it is almost next to impossible to understand. Okay, so this thing is done. So verify is done right now, suggest message is done, sign up is done, send message is done, get messages. Again, this will be used for getting the messages, gonna be a get route. You will be getting the messages from the user side, and that is nothing else. So let's see if we can go through that. So this is just simple route. This get server session you are using. Why are you using this over here? Look, there are two things in Next Auth. What is the first thing? First thing is the client side. Second thing is the server side components I'm talking about. In the client side, you can use a session hook, and that use session hook will tell you the information about the session. Again, what is in the session? In the session you are actually storing the information of the user that is logged in, right? So from the session you can get the information about the user, but on the server side you cannot use a session, because that is a hook cannot be used on the server side components, and that is why get server session, this particular thing you will have to use. And auth options are something that I created in this particular file. I will even be going through this. So using those auth options, you will be getting the session. Once you got the session, you can even know about the user. As I already said, session contains the user information, so you can just simply get the user from here. And once you got the user, again this is something called नाम तो भूल गया मुझे इसका, हटाओ. Over here I'm just giving it the type using this method. I'm forcing the type over here. That type is gonna be as user, as simple as that. After that I'm just simply gonna check whether the session exists or not. If the session does not exist, if user does not exist, in that case I will say okay, you are not authenticated. And if session actually exists, in that case I will be getting the user ID. Once I got my user ID, then what am I doing over here? This is the get messages, right? So I will be getting all the messages. So there are many users, so I have to get messages from all those users, and that is why I'm gonna be using aggregate over here. So once I got my user ID, again inside aggregate your user ID needs to be in the object ID format. So if you are just entering string over there as a user ID, that may be wrong. So just make sure that you are actually converting it to an object ID. After that you can just start going with this thing. So what you are doing, first of all, $match ID is gonna be user ID. Just a sec. User model. It was okay. The thing is that in your user model you have many messages section. So ultimately things are actually kind of in the form of an object. So if I just simply make you have a look at that, so over here I have messages array, and inside this particular array you have messages. Again this has its own schema. So if I just have a look over here, so inside messages you have content and you have created ad. So anyone who sends you messages, that those messages are gonna be saved in this messages section over here, messages field. And over here what you are doing, first of all you are matching the user. Again once you got the ID, so you can easily match the user. Once you match the user, then you are going to unwind the messages. What will this unwind do? Unwind will create a separate documents for all the messages, and again those messages will have same data. Other fields are gonna be equally same, just message is gonna be different in all of them. Once that is done, then you will be sorting them. And how are you going to be sorting? Messages dot created at, that is fine. You are going to be sorting them in the descending order in the sense the current one will come at first and the last one will go at the end, and after that you are gonna be grouping them. So you unwinded them, that is fine. You sorted them, that is also fine. Then you will just create a group over here, and inside that group you are simply saying that you are actually grouping them on the basis of the ID. Why on the basis of the ID? Simply because you have unwinded the messages, right? So right now there are many messages documents with a single message. Other fields are same. That means ID in all those documents are same. If you are grouping them based on the ID, all those ones are gonna be just at one place. And then what you are saying that messages, there's gonna be a message field, and inside that you will be just pushing all those messages here. Kind of simple and easy to understand, not really a big deal. One thing you can do, that when you are grouping, you can group on the basis of anything. You can group on the basis of ID, you can group on the basis of email, you can group on the basis of username. Why? Because in all the documents, the name, ID, username, all these things are same, because you have unwinded the same user. Once you are unwinding the same user, that means you will be getting the same information in all the documents, right? It's just like that. Okay, by the way, this thing is done over here. Once this thing is done, then after that, once I got all the messages, ultimately I got the user, and inside user I'm getting the ID as well as the message, that too in the form of an array. Just after that, I'm just simply checking if not user or not, I will be just simply returning. Otherwise I will be just simply returning the response from here. So user.0.messages, again the response that I actually get from here, that is in the form of an array. Because if you have ever used the aggregate, so you always get the response in the form of an array. So that is gonna be in the form of an array. Once you got the response in the form of an array, so the first document index, your result gonna be at index number 0, that is fine. And messages are something that you want. How do you know this is gonna be the messages? Because that's the same field that you have created over here, and that messages itself is gonna be an array of all the messages, because you are pushing all the messages inside this particular message field that you have created over here. It's as simple as that, and that's it, done. So ultimately aggregation is being used over here. So this thing is actually done too. Check username is actually done, so done with this. Send messages, have I gone through this? Don't know. Have I gone through send messages? Suggest message clear, that is for sale. Send messages, what am I doing? No, I'm not. I haven't gone through send messages. So let's even go through that. What is happening over here? First of all, you will have username and content. Username in the sense where to which particular user you want to send the message. Content is gonna be what is your content that you actually want to send. Simple. After that, you will be finding that username, whether the username exists and all. Once that is done, you will even be checking whether the user is actually accepting the message or not. There you will have a feature that you can turn the message is accepting, turn off. You can turn it off so that you don't get messages all the time. So yeah, before even you are capable of sending before you can send the messages to the user, this is accepting message section will come in between. It will simply check whether the user is actually accepting the message or not. If the user is not accepting the message, you will get an error, and it will simply say that user is not accepting the messages currently. Later it may exist. Later it may ultimately accept and all. If the user actually accepts the message, then nothing else. You have to create a new message. So new message is gonna be the content and created at, and you will be pushing it inside the user and all. So user.messages.push, it simply pushes that, and that's it. You can just save it. Again, the main schema that you have, there's only one main schema, that is user. Inside user you have a field called message, this particular field, and inside this this is again a type of array. So you are just pushing everything inside that, and you are saving it at the end of the day, and that is it. In which user you are saving the messages? Inside the user that you have over here. So whichever user name you selected over here, on the basis of that thing you will be finding the user. Once you found the user, so it's like you are the one that's sending the messages. So first of all, you will have to select the username. Like this is the user I want to send the message to. As soon as you select the username, you will get the information about the user. Once you got the information, you can just simply save the message to that particular user's database. Again, over here we are not using WebSocket, so the the result is not gonna be visible directly. You will have to reload the page and all, but yeah, why not? I will be doing one more thing. This is also possible. I mean, this is great. What next I will be doing next time when I will be rebuilding this project, at that time I will be using WebSocket as well, so that as soon as you send the message from your side, concurrently the result is visible just on the no client side, the user side, the another user side. So WebSocket can actually be used over here, and it will make it even smooth. The result is the results are gonna be smooth, right? You will be able to see the result at the same time, and that's it. Remain things, nothing special over here. Simple CRUD operation, nothing else. Okay, send a message is done, sign up is done, suggest OPI is done, API suggest a message is done, get message is done, user will be getting the messages, and check username is done, auth, and accept messages. You can turn accept messages on and off, depends on you. So what will happen over here? First of all, db.connect, you are connecting to the user, and after that get server session. Again, why are you using this? Because this is a server component. If this is a server component, you will be using get server session. If it were a client component, you would be using user session. The same thing happens on the better auth side. So if you actually have a look at better auth, I just had the chance of just going through this a little bit recently. Better auth. So like Next auth and better auth, they the overall basic idea is same, but the thing is that in better auth you don't have to customize it a lot. Most of the things are done by default in better auth. So in Next auth you have to configure a lot of things. Better auth does all these things for you automatically. So if you actually go here, comparison, where introduction, not here, comparison, installation, basic uses, come on. Okay, so when you are here, this is not the one. Authentication. Okay, let's try it out. I'm missing something over here, that is posture, but I will be able to get that. Just recently I had the chance to go through it. How can I forget that? Okay. There were steps. I'm not getting those steps. This is not the one that I'm looking for. Concepts, and then client. Installation, create clients instance, uses hooks, fetch, disabling, handling errors, error plugins. No, this is not the one. I'm gonna take time to look for the things, but I should be able to find that. API, creating endpoints on the server, not this one. Yeah, there was an example, guides, create your first plugin. How can I forget that? Seriously, I'm crazy, definitely. Integration, and I will be integrating what? Not these ones. Databases, authentication, I will be using, suppose Google over here. Let's click on this, and yeah, this is it actually. From here you can just simply go ahead with the things. So always good, but even this is not gonna be exactly the one. There was a better one, better than this. Email password. First of all, what you are doing, email password, and users, client, I will figure it out definitely. Session client, gets, it must be in the get started section, in the introduction part. Framework agnostic, then AI tooling, MCP, it's not here. Comparison, or is comparing itself. Installation. Okay, this is the part. Come on, how could I could have gone through this installation part. First of all, you have to install the packages and all. After the packages are installed, let's go through the most important thing, where the things have actually been mentioned. Create better auth instance. You can just follow this. It's easy to understand, so don't worry. Configure better auth. You are configuring it. You will be getting this particular auth from here, and at the end of the day, you will be creating that client and all. So don't worry about it. The main focus is going to be where, not here as well. Auth client, not here as well. I don't have that. Come on. But yeah, there was a way here. By the way, the examples haven't been mentioned here, so it's it will be crazy to go through that. I hope I will be able to find one of the examples just here. Authentication is done. there were two things. There was something like get session, and there was something like use session for the client side, and there was use like a get server session and all, something like that for the server side and all. So now I have to find that. Okay, let's see. This is gonna be enough for the router side, that's fine. Create client and that's gonna be in React. Auth, create auth client, I'm gonna be just creating that, that's fine. Sign in, sign out and all, that's okay. Basic uses, after that concepts, and I can go through the indication part. Maybe this Google is going to be useful over here, so this one, and this thing is done. What else? After that I have this sign in, auth sign in social, that's simple, it gives you the sign in information and all. Create auth client, that's fine, and once that is done you are getting the access token and all, and the request to Google Drive access, and social providers. This is not here, where can I find that? Let's go to concepts and let's go to the client side, and inside the client side create auth client is here. Using auth client I can get all these things, that's fine. And on the Next.js side we are getting all these things from where? We are getting all these things from use session. So over here we are getting the sign in options from the create auth client side. Again, this is being exported from here, so there is something like create auth client, and on next auth you are getting all these things from user session hook, and create auth client simply gives in the use session. So yeah, it's just like that. So this is mainly for the client side. So on the client side you can get the use session from the create auth client, and this create auth client actually this use session will give you the data is pending error and all. So ultimately on better auth you have something called use session for the client side, but again you get the use session itself from create auth client. You can just simply import it from here. So this is mainly for the client side, and as for the server side I'll have to just find the right thing. I don't have that yet here. On the server side there is something that is used. By the way, for the server side don't have that here. Use session, these things, okay, fine, okay, never mind. Later when I go through it I will have better idea about it, exactly where I can find that. CLI related stuff, database, plugins, OAuth, rate limit, users and accounts. Oh yeah, gonna be hard to find that particular thing, but never mind. Whenever the right time comes I will even go through this properly, but it's time to go through next auth first of all in a better way, and then okay, I will be exploring these things, like I will be getting them soon done. But overall this thing is clear to us right now. And okay, on the server side you can use get server session over here. Using auth options you will be getting that, and once you got that, that's it. Again, you need to have some kind of a project that is fully ready using next auth, so that you can it gets easy to understand and you don't have to just look for the things in the documentation a lot. Okay, once this thing is done, then once the user is actually verified, after that you can just simply what is this for? Accepting the messages. So once the user ID is clear, after that you can just simply say that accept messages, that's gonna be either true or that's gonna be false. And then is accepting messages, you will be just simply giving this message over here, and just you will be getting the new document, and that's it, simply gonna be returning from here, and that's all. So this is the first thing where you are actually setting it, whether the user is actually gonna be getting the messages or not. And the second thing is the get request, where what you are doing after verifying the user, you are getting the user ID, and after that user.model find user, found user, find, and after that really you are just simply returning the user. Found user dot is accepting messages. What does this mean? This is gonna be a get request. Okay, in this particular get request you are verifying the user. After that found user means what? user dot find with that particular ID. So you found the user. Once you found the user, what you are doing? Once you found the user, you are just simply returning the response. Okay, you are just simply returning the response. Fine. If there is any error, then that's it, done. So this is mainly used for getting the user. Simple. This get thing is for getting the user. But why is this route here? This route is in accept messages section. This should not be here, right? I mean, over here you are accept messages, you have this post route, that is fine. You have this get route, and inside this get route you are actually getting the user. This could be my mistake as well, that I actually used it here. And what am I doing? I'm doing nothing. I'm just simply getting the user information, and once I got the user information, I'm just simply returning from here. And when I'm returning, what am I doing? That success true is accepting found. Okay, got that. The thing is that this get route is used for knowing whether the user is actually accepting the message and all. Okay, so this post will be for making sure whether the you want to set it to true or false, accepting messages, and using this you can actually get the information whether the user is actually accepting the message right now or not. It's just like that. This will be used for checking other users whether they are accepting the messages or not, and this will be used for posting like for yourself, like you wanna accept the message right now or not. It's just like that. So this thing is also done. And then we have something called auth, and this is the most important thing. So inside auth I have a next auth. This is kind of a convention that you have to follow, and inside this I have two things. I have options.ts, I have route.ts. Inside options.ts I have all my options over here. So I have my providers. Providers simply say that these are the providers that I'm gonna be using. I have my callbacks, I have my pages, I have session and secret. Again, I'm yet to know more about pages, but once the whole project is ready, then I will be even digging deeper into it. But when it comes to providers, so I have credential provider. I'm not using Google Auth and all, nothing else right now. I'm just simply focusing on credentials providers right now. So I'm getting the ID name. Again, this is optional. You can provide the credential over here that okay, you will be using email and you will be using password and all. Once that thing is done, then you will be authorizing that. Authorizing in the sense, first of all, you will connect to the database, that is for sure. Then on the basis of the email and password that you actually got, on the basis of that, you may have the username as well, completely up to you, but mainly we are taking care of the email over here. Again, if you want to get the identifier that you have actually provided over here, so you will have to use something called credentials.identifier. This is how it works. That is why in next auth you have to configure a lot of things. In better auth you don't need to worry about anything, seriously. But never mind, both the things are great. So once this thing is done, once I verified the user, that user does exist, after that I will check whether the user is verified or not. If in something goes wrong, I'm just gonna be simply throwing the error from here. At the end of the day, I'm simply even verifying the password, whether the password is right or not. If everything goes right, I will be just simply returning the user from here. Returning the user in the sense, user is authorized. Returning null or throwing any error means there's some kind of error, so just take care of that. So it is just like that. So once the user is actually authorized, you are done with that. If there's any error, you can of course throw that particular error. So you have to just simply return the user from the providers after authorizing that. Of course, once the user is actually authorized, then you will be getting user over here. So the user parameter that you are actually getting over here, that is actually the user that you returned from here. So the user that you are actually returning from here, that's the same user that is used as a param over here. So that's the same user that you got here. Once you got that particular user, so inside token you will be saving all the values. Inside token you will be saving user ID, user verified, is accepting messages, username and all. That's it, and you will be returning the token. As soon as you return the token from here, so inside this session you will be getting the token, and this is the same token that you got from there. So first of all, you saved everything inside token. After that, you are gonna be saving everything inside sessions. Why? So that you can either use tokens or use sessions anytime. If you want to use tokens, so you will have to use cookies and all. Of course, you will have to token can directly be used as well. You can just simply get the token and check the values and all, or you can just simply use the session. Completely up to you. Most of the people, they just go with the session, and that is why they just use it over here. Then pages are gonna be sign in, session is gonna be strategy JWT, and secret is gonna be this secret for that JWT and all. So this thing is done, and once these auth options are clear, once I have defined these auth options, so I can get the session using the auth options. Not only that, I can use the auth options over here for exporting these handlers, get handler and post handler. These are the verbs actually. So I'm just simply exporting them from here. Why are they even used for? Because simple bro, you will be getting when you send a get request, whenever you click on that sign up button, so you will be getting your first of all request will go through this what is there, proxy. First of all it will check with a proxy. Yeah, so first of all request will go this particular proxy in the sense middleware. Once the request goes from here, then the request will reach this particular route, and as you have get request as well as post request here, so from here the request will actually reach these options, and inside these options the remaining work is gonna be done. So that is why you need to export these routes from here, like get verb and post verb. As a handler you have to export them from here. If you do not export them, your backend will not receive the like a request and all, and nothing will happen. It's just as simple as that. So far we have gone through these many things. Overall I never even expected from myself honestly that I will be able to explain everything whichever we explained, good or bad, that doesn't matter, but I never expected that I will be able to just explain in whichever manner. So that's amazing. I'm happy to have done that. And then inside Auth I do not have anything inside this. I have my components right now. I have my context auth provider that I have created over here, and inside this I have something called session provider, and this session provider is important. And not only the session provider you are getting from React Auth, you have to even provide it the session. So if you actually go to Next Auth, and if you just have a look at getting started, so over here what they are saying that you will have to provide the session as well. That means I'm missing this particular thing, or maybe I will have to provide that, or maybe I'm getting it from somewhere that somewhere is not mentioned here. So session provider is gonna be more than enough. Let's see what's gonna happen. And once this particular thing is done, helper is here, hook not needed, a label, db connect I have already created a resender. This is nothing but it simply gives me the resend object. And I can call resend.send and all, and it will just simply send my email from my side. Models I have, schema I have, these are the schemas that I have actually created. And schemas in the sense accept messages, boolean, messages schema, sign in schema, verify schema and all, and this is easy peasy. And the most important thing is this, that over here I'm just overwriting some of the types and all. So this is how it's actually getting done right now. Now it's time to start working on this particular project so that it actually gets done and all. Let's take a break for some time, and then after that I'm gonna be coming back and I will start working on this thing. Good thing is that we have gone through the whole project. We have understood the overall structure, how the Next Auth works, and now even I'm getting the idea exactly, okay, this is how Next Auth works and all. And the good thing is that I'm running Next Auth and Better Auth kind of concurrently, so they are kind of similar. It's not like the whole idea changes, whole basic way of adding them or integrating them changes. It's not like that. It's just like on in Better Auth you have to just do little less configuration. It's just like that. By the way, that was it. I'm gonna be catching up maybe after 10 minutes or something, then I'll continue from here on. Until then, take care and see you soon.